welcome back again, Bots and Bits fans. Today we are taking a look at the Cloud9 Quakeblast W01C Clear. This is, of course, the third and final recolor of the Quakeblast mold, and it's taken forever to get here. Now, I bought this guy from show.z.com. Head over there and take a look. At the time of filming this, they have all three colors in stock for $69 US. Go check it out. Links are in the description. I think I pre-ordered this guy over a year ago, and he was teased much longer before that. He was meant to come out the same time as the black, which I also got, but for some reason he didn't. Anyway, I'm not complaining. He's here now. I'm really happy to have him. I absolutely love this mold. I think this is the definitive shockwave. It just looks menacing and it looks fantastic. I've gone in on it 3 times now. Stand up. We're going to talk about that soon. Anyway, faults aside, I do love this set. Alright, before we get into Quakeblast, let's just quickly take a look at the box. Nothing much going on here, just looks exactly the same as the other one, slightly different color, and it has a viewing window. Alright, that's enough of that. Down to the accessories quickly. You don't get much. You get two hoses. You get a short hose for in gun mode, and you get a long hose, which is already on him, and we'll show that in a minute. These hoses, they're difficult. On my first Quakeblast, I heated them up to get them in because they're so hard to get in. And even once they're in, they pop out really easily. So on black Quakeblast, I've taken a knife to it and trimmed it down to get them in. And they stay in most of the time. You also get a clear nozzle. Now his backpack does turn into a nozzle as well, but if you decide that you don't like that, because it does look a little bit rubbish, you can put this one on. After transformation, we'll get to this. And you get some basic instructions, and that's it. Alright, back up to Quakeblast. Let's take a good look. Hang on a sec. Now, as you can see, I've put the long hose on, and yeah, it's not bad. I do think it's a little bit long, but having that length does mean that it will extend pretty well, just like that. Now, it's holding in alright at the moment, but, oh, there you go. It just pops out. I haven't trimmed it or heated it up or anything. I've just been trying to force it, and I'm trying to be gentle with Quakeblast himself, because I know that these guys are built pretty well, but it is still clear plastic, and clear plastic is still brittle, so yeah, not bad. Not good either. If you want, you can have the over-the-shoulder look, because you've got another plug hole right here, and that holds in much better. Maybe that's what it was meant to do. I don't think so. I don't particularly like that, so I'm not going to stick with it. I'll figure out how to get it in the back. Now, Quakeblast does have multiple light-up capabilities, but for that, you're going to need 6 AG4 button batteries. Generally, he doesn't come with them. Most Transformers coming out of China don't have batteries. To get them in does require a little bit of surgery, which is unfortunate. There they are, all lit up, and don't they look awesome? These LEDs are super bright. Personally, I don't really like the yellow one in the gun. I think Takara did a better job with that. I think they were using either a purple or a pink. They could have even gotten away with a white with all this clear plastic. But I think the eye LED and the chest LED look fantastic. Look at that. All this rippling creates some really, really awesome patterns with that LED. I don't know how many of you keep batteries in your figures. It's not generally advised due to leakage if something's sitting on a shelf for a couple of years, but it does pay to do this just once. Unfortunately though, after doing this, I've noticed a problem with my Quakeblast, and that is his nozzle is crooked. Look at that. It's sticking out funny. I can sort of give it a little bit of a wobble, but I don't want to mess with it too much because it's so full of bubbles. I'm not sure how strong this is now, but on the previous Quakeblasts, this was very brittle and prone to breaking even during transformation. So I don't want to mess with it too much. Maybe I'll have to pull it apart and see if I can realign that, but I'm not sure how actually I would go about doing that, to be honest. I don't know, something to look into. Yeah, still looks incredible. As you can see, being clear plastic, there isn't a lick of paint on this guy, and honestly, he doesn't need it. The clear plastic adds another level of detail to it that I think the paint would really distract from or take away from. What it does have though is tons of die-cast in the leg. This whole chrome section here is one big chunk of die-cast. This whole huge foot is die-cast, and so is the heel spur, which we'll get into a little bit later, but that does add a ton of weight to the feet and just keeps him rock solid on the ground. So let's bring Quakeblast up close and just get a really good look at what this clear plastic is like. In my experience, clear plastic is really prone to sprue marks and stress marks and those sorts of things. But this is just tidied up so well. Look at that. That is very clean cut plastic. Seeing a slight little tiny mark there, but that seems to be pretty much it. All the joins are like super tight, super crisp. Not seeing any errors, nothing. Backpack is all clear as well. That head, look at that face sculpt. That just looks amazing with the wires for the LED just inside there. That's perfectly fitting. I'm absolutely digging that. That looks awesome. These little clear ears look really cool as well. The two-tone in the pink here looks awesome. I'm absolutely gushing over this guy. It is exactly what I wanted, what I was expecting. The pink hand looks really nice. It's all held together pretty nice and well. Got some sprue marks just on the fingertips, but that is pretty much it. Further down into the legs, again, we've got clear plastic here for the thighs, which looks fantastic. There's not even any stress marks, nothing where all these screws go in. It's all put together really well. Bit of a shame that they've still stuck with these hinges. See these hinges there and there. Even on the other Quakeblasts, perhaps it's a certain strength of plastic that they wanted there or something, I'm not sure. But they've stuck with the glaring white, milky pieces sticking out the back. Down in the leg, the clear plastic gets really dense because obviously there's a lot of parts in there, so not much light is getting through. But even up here in these pin joints, I'm not seeing any flash, no cracks, no stress, nothing. It is looking remarkably tidy. I absolutely dig it. And this chrome here on the die cast, that is one heavy piece of die cast there. And that chrome, no chips, no scratches, no hair, nothing. Look, you can even see my head in it. Hello. Amazing. Fantastic chrome. Same on the die cast feet here, which they're a little bit loose, I'm finding, and the heel spur goes up that little bit too far. There's like a little notch there. I think that's just to get it out in transformation, but it would be good if there was a piece there that would sort of click against. Oh, there's a nasty sprue mark right there. But that heel spur just goes back too far, and creates some tumbling problems. Because the joint isn't stiff, it's almost like it's not really there because it leans back and the heel just moves. I had a similar problem with the other two, which, as you saw in the intro, he does get a little bit unstable, which is a tad disappointing because this weight and size of these feet, look at the size of that foot, that is massive. You get the feeling like you could throw this thing and it would land on its feet like a cat, but that's not the case. Alright, enough gushing over the colours and the plastic. Let's just move this up a little bit and check out the articulation, because this guy is covered in ratchets. There are just so many. So up on the head, we just have, it's just on a ball socket inside the shoulders there, and that's nice and tight. Then in the shoulders, we've got two joints here. We've got ratcheted outer shoulders. Let's just bring this up and have a look. So we've got ratcheted outer shoulders, like that. They're nice and strong. And then we've got the transformation hinge, which is also ratcheted. Now, a problem with these shoulders that I have is getting them into certain positions, and it's because of these little lips here, these sections here, clashing with the joint here. See the line? So with the shoulders straight, there's enough clearance, but if you've got it bent and you try and turn it, it's hitting the other shoulder joint. Minor annoyance, it just means that you've got to bring it to where you want and then bring it out. But there are some situations where, see, like that, that's as far out as it'll go at that angle. Still on the shoulders, we've got friction forward and back, which are super stiff all the way around. We have upper bicep swivel, again, nice and stiff, both sides. We've got a double jointed elbow. First one moves quite fine, but the second one I found, just because it's new, you just got to break the seal a little bit. It's a little bit stiffer than the other. Absolutely excellent. You've got this nice mechanical detail in here just to fill that gap a little bit. Onto the hand, we've got a wrist swivel. Again, nice and stiff wrist swivel, and we've got fully articulated hands, which are ball socketed at the hand. Hang on, they've all turned around. Ball socketed at the hand, and then just got a single pinned knuckle, and the same with the thumb. The thumb is a little bit loose on the ball socket, but yeah, whatever. There is an excellent waist swivel, which is really tightly ratcheted. It does bump into the backpack a little bit. I suppose you can just sort of angle this up a bit just to get it around. So you can get it, you just got to accommodate the backpack. A couple of hip flaps there, which are nice and stiff, and then we have friction out, which is pretty stiff. These legs are really heavy. How's that going? Get it all the way out. One's holding, the other one's collapsing under the weight just a little bit, and then super strong forward, which is what, 1, 2, 3. The problem with the leg ratchets on Quakeblast is there's always a little bit of play. That die cast is just super heavy, so we've got play on the very last ratchet click, and then back doesn't get you too far. It feels like I get one more click out of it, but it just doesn't want to give it to me. We have upper thigh swivel, which is soft ratcheted by the feel of things. And then we also have a lower knee swivel, which will go full 360 if you really want, which is nice and stiff on both sides, and a pretty good knee ratchet. Lots and lots of clicks in that knee ratchet, as you can see there. Not weak at all, especially considering the weight of those legs. So that is very nice. Down onto the feet. When transforming him, you have to tab this section into the side of his heel, but if you just untab it, then you get a pretty nice rocker there. And then onto the foot, you've got the transformation there like that. The toe will bend up just a little bit and down just a little bit, but yeah, not much. And then we have that heel spur that I was talking about that is pretty loose and quite ineffective. So yeah, by no means is it perfect. Nothing is, but I know I gush about it a bit, but it's still, I can admit, it's not perfect. I still love it. I'm still glad I've got it. I'm still happy that I've gone in on all 3 colors of it. Alrighty, now let's go through his transformation and check out the blaster mode. To start with, let's bring these shoulders up and out of the way, and there's a clip here and a clip here that you're going to pull out, and then fold the chest forward, grab his head, fold it around face first. Now I do have a bit of a clearance issue at certain angles, so just lean his head back a bit, and then this section of the neck slides back, and then close the chest up, close the clips up, and then what we're going to do is bring these out straight like that, right, and then rotate the shoulders around that way and straighten these arms out. Then, like all shockwaves, going to bend these 2 hinges here and bring these in together. See the button for the gun? Have that facing inward, and then we're going to bring this one around, and we've got a trapdoor. Is it there? No, there. Just like that. And fold the fist in with the thumb across like that. Close this off. Bring these together. We've got tabs here and tab holes here, and tab it together. Now you can do this now or later, but I'm just going to do it now. Slide the blaster nozzle over to the middle, just like that. Alright, now down to the legs. What we're going to do first is grab the heel spurs, fold them both in, and then grab the toe, and then bend this upper toe around like that, folding them in flat. Then grab the side here, just untab like that, and bring it out. Untab, and bring it out like a couple of wings. Just get them out of the way. I always forget how this part goes, so we're just going to grab this white hinge, bring that around, push on this side, and slide it up out of there, and then just like that, and then flatten this. So I'm just going to rotate this on that white hinge a little bit more, pull it up, push that around, just like that. A little bit tricky, but it all sort of moves quite organically. So we'll just do it again. Bring it around like this, push that section up, bring it up there, and then rotate this hinge, rotate this panel, sorry, around like that, and then just keep bringing it around till you have it this way. Tab it in, bring the pistol grip up and around, a little bit of resistance. The amount of resistance I'm getting on that is making me very, very nervous indeed. That is not a good feeling on clear plastic, putting that much strain. No stress marks there, but yeah, I did not like that one bit. Oh God. Don't break, don't break. Nothing. Alright, fantastic. It didn't break. After I transform this back to robot mode, never again. Alright, rotate the legs around now, just like that, and you can see where we're going. And this is where we are now. I'm just going to remove this backpack. I should have done that before. Take that off, and then this back panel here, just tabs in there, fold that down flat, just like that. Next step, before tabbing these in securely, we're just going to grab the trigger guards. Oh, it's not trigger guards, sorry, it's just the trigger section. There we go. Alrighty. Bring all this together. We can tab all this in together now. Alright, I'm just going to open these flaps out of the way. Now we need to collapse these legs. I always have trouble doing this. Simple. Close these flaps now. Grab this section here, and it's got a hinge right here. Bring that up and around. This trigger section here, it's just going to tab in right there. And surround all of this. And then pull the little trigger out from down there. And we're pretty much done. Now, it's up to you what you put on the nozzle. Alright, for starters, we're going to use the backpack first. Now, to untab this, it's got a tab underneath and a tab on top, so you're going to bend to untab it. I really don't like doing that. Anyway, do that, and then basically turn it inside out and fold this up. Now, we've got a tab here, which will go into the top of the nozzle. So we're going to bring these sides down on a bit of an angle, and we've got a tab just in there. It should slot in pretty easily. Now, before we close it up, I'm going to sit it on top of that tab. This is a little bit awkward to do. I'm not having much luck. There we go. Now just fold this final segment around, and the way that they've organized these tabs, one under, one over, it's just a total pain in the ass getting that final tab back in. This is not going to be worth the payoff, I promise. I promise you, it will not be worth it. Alright, they're in. That's on. Come on, tab in. Hey! Oh my god. Fuck that. Fuck that. Never ever again. So there he is in blaster mode with the backpack attachment on. It is all one color. On the original one, this is all silver, but obviously not on this one. Now, the unfortunate thing is if you want to turn the LED on inside the backpack, you've got to take the nozzle off, open the arms, push the button. That is a really, really poor design choice. They could have so easily just reversed it and had the button on this side. Why does it have to be on that side? Pains in the toe. That's... Anyway, I'm not redoing this. I've finally got this piece on. Once I take it off, I'm never putting it back on again, so don't ask me to. Just imagine that that's glowing. I am getting a little bit of sag. So there is a slight amount of sag just with those arms sort of hanging down just a little bit. But not too bad. The torso's not... Oh, it's come untabbed a little bit. You idiot. Had to collapse the torso. There we go, much less sag. Still getting it in the arms, but not in the torso. And there's no wobble. Now the extra hose, what have I done with it? So you do have the longer hose, which can stay attached during transformation if you get it in far enough, but mine won't stay in far enough. So, but anyway, there's the long hose. Now the short hose is for blaster mode. Look, it's not going to stay in, but you get the idea. Sorry about my hand in the way. Get the idea? Yeah, you get the idea. Alright, I'm going to swap the nozzle out and we'll take a look. So when it comes to the proper nozzle, you got to be really careful because there's a hole in the middle of it, right, that this sits in. And when you finally push it on to clip these two sides, that's how most people break it. So let's just, at least you can see in this one, and I'm wondering if this is going to work because mine is crooked. I'm threading it into the hole first and hooking one hook up. Give these arms a good squeeze, and then there we go. Oh, that was nerve-wracking. You can see how crooked it is inside. See the angle that it's on, but whatever. It's on now, and I've got the LED on as well, as you can see. It doesn't really do much inside the nozzle. It's not too impressive. Unfortunately, there aren't too many ways to display it in gun mode. I guess you can get his backpack and just sort of sit him there like that. It can be a little bit wobbly. You know, I'm not digging that. It's too bad we didn't get a stand or something. I got my Fans Toys. Is it Fans Toys? Yeah, I got my Fans Toys one here, and I bought this custom stand off eBay. Right. I can't remember who from. Some guy in the UK was making them. He did all different colours, and he did one with a LED in there. It's basically a Starscream stand with some detail added to it, but this works really well. It just sort of sits in there like that. That would have been great for this. Someone should do that. Cloud9 should have done that. I would have really appreciated that, because that is a very cool look. But anyway, I prefer the design of the Cloud9 over the Fans Toys. Alright, final thoughts. So final thoughts wise, is it worth it and should you buy it? I'm going to say yeah. Spoil yourself, go get one. $69 US, are you kidding me? That is fantastic. The Quakeblast from Cloud9 is an incredible transformer. It is a great product in any color, whichever you choose. If you don't have a Shockwave yet, I highly recommend you look into this. The only reason I hear why a lot of people don't like it is just the aesthetic. But like most things, it's not perfect. I do, on all three colors, have stability issues with the heel spur. The clear nozzle that you put on, just lining his hand blaster up, considering all the bubbles that were inside that plastic, I really thought they would have fixed that a long time ago. But every single one that I see, that's still full of bubbles. Ask anybody that owns one or that has handled one, and they'll all tell you the same thing. It is a very solid bot. It is value for money. So yeah, it just all comes down to which one you like the look of more and where you want to spend your money. And that's it, guys. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe to my channel. Remember to check out my Facebook for daily news and updates on KO and third-party stuff. Also have Instagram account, #botsandbits, all one word. And as always, guys, thank you very much for your time, and thanks a lot for watching.